Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. This is another episode of pouring concrete. That's what this channel is all about if you're a new subscriber. I've been in business 35 years, started a YouTube channel about a year ago and having a lot of fun with it. So come on along. If you've been here since the beginning, really appreciate you watching us and your comments all the time. Hope you enjoy this one. I feel like we're getting the jobs that nobody else wants to do, the challenging jobs. We need to pour concrete all down here. So this is a fire pit area with connector walks to the sport court we did a few weeks ago, steps coming up this steep hillside, and we poured this slab, oh boy, what was it, 4 weeks ago? And we have to power buggy everything down this long driveway or pump it through the yard around here. Both of them are kind of a pain. A lot of hose to put together, a lot of trips with the power buggy. So what we're going to do here, we're going to form up this radius circle. We're going to pour that, and then we're going to do our connector walks. And the reason I want to do it that way is I want a perfect circle right here. Everybody's going to come over and look straight down at it. I don't want it to look out around. I want it to be in nice shape. Okay, hopefully this is a good place for the camera. Jim just measured the radius. The radius is half the distance to the center. I'm sorry, distance from center to edge. Diameter is across, side to side. Diameter is 17 feet. So 17 times pi. We need 53.38 feet for the circumference. So we'll go ahead and build that, and we'll lay it in there and start pinning it out. 4 inches. Camera is back on and we're rolling. That is roughed in. I'll run down and show you how we did it. So we had a 4-foot level right off the door opening to edge of fire pit. Little bit of fall, 2%, quarter bubble, carried that straight across here. Once we had these 2 points set, I came right down here and got it eye level, and it makes it real easy. I'll try and get the camera right there. Now you can see the even plane we have going right up into that door and the sides. Right where Jim's at needs to go down, just a bump, just a tap. Right here? Yep, good. Now all that water in those corners is coming this way. Okay, we'll lock that in. I'm going to start prepping these steps right here. And then for the really fun ones, we have to do steps right between those boulders, right up to Steven's front tire, right through there. and then connector walks, and that'll be a different day. We're going to pour this first. That way we get our perfect circle outline. It'll look great from up above. Look at that sky. Beautiful day. And there's my phone. There is the inside shape of my steps. They're 4 foot wide. I'm going to go ahead and do layout. It's a pretty simple layout. I know where I'm starting with my top. 7 1/4 down, as much run as I can get. They're going to obviously be quick steps. Oh man, never ends, huh? So quick layout down here. The nice thing is I can end anywhere here. I can bring the sidewalk up to meet that, or down to meet it. I can do what I can be level and taper this way. I can do whatever we need to do here. I'll go ahead and answer the phone and get layout done. Okay. That was Steven. They are on their way. He said, make sure I have something ready to go. They want to pour some concrete on this Friday late morning. We all know I'm kidding about that. I don't want to pour concrete. We're just getting ready today. So like I said, this is my start right here. A little bit of fall heading this way for drainage. Top step right here. Throw them down. Now what I want to be clear about is this is a masonry level. It has 2 piles in it. If it's a carpenter level and just has one, does not work. You need a crown in here, and then that'll give you your percentage of fall. So a quarter bubble right there. Right there is 2%. That's ideally what we look for. Tape measure. So with my start, down pencil mark. %. This will show you how steep the hill is. So my run, my tread is 12 3/4 inches. We don't want to be under 12 on outside steps, but it's a steep. So we're good there, no steep. And repeat, one down, quarter. Now what I do to check my run and make sure it's good, from point to point, 14.78. 14.78. Give a mark, and that should be the same ball. It's a little bit heavy. Oh, I gotta drop it down here. It's a little bit heavy. I think it's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with that number the whole way down. Top step right here, 15-inch runs the whole way down. Every step is even, so once you start that walking pattern, you don't have to change your stride at all. 15-inch runs the whole way down, 7¼ inch rise. Last step here, bottom of step, top of sidewalk right here. And we're going to be sitting real nice with a nice approach walk connecting. All right, that worked out well. I'll go ahead and start on the other side. A little bit of digging up there behind Jim, and maybe right here. Other than that, this is all deep. We'll get some stone in here, connector walk, tie into driveway, try and hold these steps here. Maybe these boulders will help, huh? Okay, steps are coming together nicely. Steve showed up with the other truck. We have more risers we can start to put in. You can start to see the shape. He even brought us Gatorades. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks, Steve. You're welcome.
So they're gonna flare up here, nice and inviting from both directions. Not a big flare, but better than just straight, right? Rolling right down between the rocks. Hey, we did a video like this a year ago and we're almost at 1 million views. How about that? So maybe if I turn the camera sideways, look at these steps, maybe that'll get everybody's attention and we'll get another 1 million.
That's this guy's brother.
That's right, they're related, yeah.
Yep.
This muddy mess.
Yep, that's it.
Is it gonna work? Did you ever see cutting a piece of pipe with a string? Steve's gonna show you how. Trick is don't pull real hard.
Try to make a little notch in it.
Nylon string. Sawed back and forth.
Keep it in the same spot.
Yeah, it's just an awkward position. But that's where it's nice when it's hard to get a saw in there.
And the only saw you have is a really nice new one. You don't want to bury in the dirt.
So you can see he's halfway through it. It's just binding up. What if I push down on it? Does that help or hurt? Yeah.
Hard to say.
Come on, we're on camera. We gotta make it look good. There's a sawzall laying right behind me too. That's all right. This is pretty neat. He's moving now. He's really getting it.
As long as the string doesn't break.
Yeah, that's the problem. The string heats up. There you go. Cutting a piece of pipe. Now that one will go real good. You want to do it one more time?
Sure.
Bing. Bing. There you go. Cutting a plastic pipe with a string. Okay, just here Monday morning, putting the rest of our steps in. Mixer is due in about an hour, so we have plenty of time. Putting a conduit in up here across the top for sprinkler, low voltage wiring, whatever they want to use it for. Just nice to have it in, that's all. Fill the ends with dirt real good. Okay, we'll work on that. I'm going to get the camera set up and get these steps in. Matt's just putting in the last step. Matt, how long have you worked here? A decade?
May 2011.
There you go.
About 11, 12, 15 years.
Okay, nice steep set of steps. Ben's up there nice. Steve's working on our top two. They flare a little bit bigger, so we custom fit those. These are our standard 4 foot wide. Now we're going to put some kickers here, some kickers off of our stringer. We don't want to dump concrete in there and have everything push forward. So some good bracing here at the bottom. I have one thing I got to do up at the other house, and we'll be down here shortly making a slide. We're going to dump the concrete down a 2x10 slide into there. Should be an exciting day. So real simple, a couple of 2x10s lined up. We're going to bring the power buggy over and just dump the concrete and let it go right down into place. We'll drag it, and I'm going to put these boards on here like that as handles so that we can pick it up, move it over, and do that side. So all we have to do is drag the point up here and then the point up there. I don't want to have to drag the concrete from here over to there. So move the chute one time. We'll see how it goes. Never have done this before like that. Just screwing them from underneath, that way they don't get full of concrete and we can get the screws out when we're all done with this great contraption. So we just put these little tiny sides on it, keep the concrete from just spilling over the edges. And then lastly,
To make a slip and slide nice enough to
yeah, maybe we'll leave this here when we're done. Here, straighten that out down there, Jimmo.
Good. A little short.
That's what we want, a little short. So I just brought this down to make sure it's at the right height. I think it's going to work pretty good. It'll just dump right over that chute. Okay. Get some tools set up better. Our rebar are in and tied. Our center is marked. Step liners. Who's yelling up there? Let's cut some rebar to connect these. Just don't tie them so we don't have that gap there. Step liners are all clipped and ready to go. We are ready to start pouring. Try and find a good spot for this camera. How does that look? Right there. So before we get concrete in, I have clear liquid release. Spraying all my liners. That way the concrete doesn't stick to them. So we'll just get a little bit piled up here and work it right down the hill. Watch out for the splash. And that's why we put all the kickers holding these in place. We don't want these steps pushing down the hill. Alright, I'll set the camera down, start working it down the hill. Just giving it some vibration. I'll get a shovel going here in a second. Shouldn't take too long. Well, that was the easy one. A little bit of cleaning up right there. See how they scrape the faces clean as we rough them in. That way it doesn't fall into concrete as we're trying to finish it. So just clean them up as best you can. Good deal. All right, jumping over here. Almost a quarter of the way poured. Still coming down. It's working pretty good. We might use this all the time. Okay, took apart our sliding board. Whew, that was fun. We're all in agreement. We do not want to do this again. I have a pumper coming tomorrow for the connector walks. Not a lot of concrete, but there's no way to get to it.
Right.
So that's it. Okay, Tommy's edging around that, getting ready to hit it with the gadget. These guys are cleaning up the sides, the face. Matt's running down with a trowel. I'm going to help him start pulling the sides and faces. Where's a good place for this camera? So rather than looking at my back the whole time, bring you up front here. Just let truing everything up. And all we have to do is edge that. Now we're ready for texture.
That board that has that screw sticking out.
Okay. Okay, that's what we're looking for. And last step coming off. Okay, so there's all the steps. They're putting texture in them. I get on cleanup a little bit. Pad is ready. I have my liquid release. I sprayed it all over the entire surface. Nice even coating. I even spray the wheel. Give it a spin. Make sure there's no dry spots on that wheel. gently set it down, and away you go. So I'll get a little bit of texture on here and then knock out those pins, and then I can just wheel it right off the edge. Those guys are finishing up the steps. I'll show you those in a minute. So just a slight radius on this, and I can cover a lot of area without picking it up. You don't want to do too sharp of a turn and tear that concrete. You just want to nice and straight, just little slight curve. Almost dropped it. There's the fire pit area all textured. I know you really can't see it now, but tomorrow or the next day when I put the storm gray on there, it'll really highlight that. We're pulling the sides on these steps now, just getting all the tools and debris gathered up, cleaned up. It's like a bomb goes off and everything's scattered. And that's okay. You just concentrate on the concrete, not where everything's getting thrown. But we clean it up there in the end. But that's the broken stone faces. How nice they look. This is about a 14-inch tread to, what was that on that side, 16? Roughly. So a pretty quick set of steps coming down here. I'm sure they're going to put a handrail. Let's just say that right now. That is not up to us, but I'm sure they will. Okay. Yep.